Hey guys, it's Jennifer Don Gabiola again, and I hope you enjoyed my video yesterday all about really giving yourself permission to go into your shell, especially if you're an introvert, but just holding yourself accountable that not to live there, just to take time to recharge and recenter yourself as an introverted leader, but also is being mindful of not staying there and hiding, and keeping yourself from actually moving forward and sharing what you need to share and make the impact that you're meant to make here. So for today, I wanted to share another lesson that I've learned. Like I mentioned yesterday, over the past few months, I've been involved with a unexpected kitchen remodel. And through that whole experience, I realized it wasn't just about rebuilding the kitchen. It was actually, in a way, on a deeper level, it was like me rebuilding myself on a deeper level as well. So I felt inspired to share these like insights and lessons that I've learned to help you in your life, but especially I feel like it's also relevant in your business if you're an introverted entrepreneur like me. So today I wanted to talk about the topic observe, not absorb. So I actually saw a post online, maybe it was Instagram, with that phrase, observe, not absorb. And it struck me because in addition to being an introvert, I'm also an empath. So I can really feel, as an introvert, you're very in tune with the energy of people around you. And as an empath, like that even like goes even deeper. You can really sense what's going on in the room, sense what's going on with other people. So I felt like this was a good topic to talk about that I actually experienced during my kitchen remodel, because being an introvert and an empath, we tend to take on, because we sense people's energy, sometimes we take on too much. We take on too much of what's happening outside of us and take it on as our own. And sometimes it feels overwhelming and then we get drained. So it's really important that if you're a introverted entrepreneur, to really set clear boundaries for yourself, because it's easy to let all these external things, situations, people kind of overtake you if you're not really clear on your boundaries and clear on like what's really your responsibility. So that's actually a big lesson I learned during this kitchen remodel was finding peace within the chaos. Because like I said yesterday, when that pipe burst in my kitchen, it was just like unexpected. It was very chaotic because I had to deal with that on top of running a business, taking care of my family, taking care of my health. There's a lot of things I already had on my plate. So to add on to that, it was just very, felt like too much, right? So I had to find a way to navigate through that and somehow find the grace in it, because I could have let that situation totally overtake me, but I had to find a way to get through it without, like, again, being overcome. So what I had to learn the first tip and lesson I wanted to share around this topic is you have to, like, when things happen that are unexpected, and as a business owner, things happen that's unexpected, you just have to surrender and trust the process. You have to have a deep faith and belief that what is happening, good or bad, is actually meant to serve you. And it's easier said than done. It takes practice, but that's really what it takes to be successful in life and in business. So what I had to learn is, with everything, all the chaos happening with my kitchen, I had to like really ask for guidance and surrender to the process and trust that somehow it was meant to serve me. So in doing that, I've learned a lot about myself, which I'll share in future videos. But I've learned how to like set really clear boundaries within myself and recognize what is my responsibility and what's not. mine, and not to let everything outside of me overtake me. Because again, my goal is to be at peace with no matter what's happening outside of me. I really wanted to find peace within me, so I could like move through this experience, and then again receive grace and a lesson like from it. So in addition to like trusting the process and just trusting that everything is working for you, another thing I learned during this whole remodel phase is this is a big one actually for if you're an entrepreneur, is personal responsibility. You know, like not feeling like you have to do too much, take on too much in order to prove your worth or get people's validation. And in my case, I tend to I don't know, I tend to take on a lot on my plate. I tend to be almost sometimes overly responsible. So what I learned through this process was because it was so much on my plate, I couldn't actually physically do everything myself. So that's where the surrender came in. And I had to recognize like, okay, I have to lean on other people. I have to trust other people to help me. I have to trust the process. It's a big, big process of letting go and just surrendering to what's actually happening instead of trying to force some sort of outcome to happen. And so for me, throughout this process, I had to really recognize like, okay, this is happening and accept it, right? And what is mine to take on? You know, what is it that I'm meant to do? And then where can I get help? Where can I lean on other people? What do I need to do just for today? So all this comes down to like really getting clear about like your boundaries and your personal responsibility, so you don't do too much or try to over control, because when you do that, you're actually dissipating your energy. And as you know, as an introvert, your energy is everything, you know, because you feel so much that it's really our responsibility as being our own leaders to be mindful of how we manage our energy, you know, and not give away too much through, let's say, people pleasing or over giving or overdoing, overcompensating, doing too much, trying to prove your worth. There's just so many things that we sometimes do as human beings to try to get validation or it's like trying to get validation from things outside of you. And so what I've learned through this process is everything that's happened outside of me has felt very out of control, out of my control. But somehow I recognize now that was actually giving me practice to have control within myself, regardless of what's happening on the outside, and to somehow find peace in the chaos, peace in, you know, things not working out the way I want. Or that skill is so necessary in life. But again, if you have a business, especially as, again, an introverted entrepreneur, because your energy, it's your responsibility to make sure your energy is, you manage it in a way where you always feel sustained, where you don't feel like something outside of you is like taking over, or something happens out of your control. You don't get, you know, out of sorts. It's really cultivating that inner sense of like groundedness, so you feel steady, right? And that's a huge thing that I had to learn through this kitchen remodel. It's like that steadiness. That's actually my responsibility. My energy is my responsibility. So really being clear on like, you know, even though I can feel other people's feelings, even though I can feel what's going on in the situation, that doesn't mean I have to take it on. That means I can observe it, just like the topic today, right? Observe, but don't absorb. Observe, feel into what's happening in the room with people, clients, be objective and recognize, okay, even though I can feel all these things, that doesn't mean you have to take ownership or claim it as yours. It's not. You just have to be very clear on like, this is my responsibility. This is what I need, the boundaries I need to put in place to manage my energy so I feel healthy and whole. That way, when I do serve my clients, that way, when I do show up in the world, I am operating from a place of personal power rather than, oh my gosh, just reacting to life. This is really about responding to life from a deep centered place, groundedness within you, instead of, again, letting other things overtake you that are actually outside of you and outside of your control. So I really hope this is helpful, because this was a big one for me. I mean, all of the lessons I'll be sharing with you in this video series have made a huge impact on my life. And I really hope that my experience, my personal journey through this inspires you, but also, like, again, ignites something in you to help you remember that you have the power to make an impact on your own life and the lives of, who you're meant to serve. But it all comes down to, like, you taking personal ownership over you, first and foremost. So I'd love to know what your biggest takeaways are. If you could put in the comments and tag me. I'm going to be sharing another video probably next week. But like I said, I have more to share, and the ones I'll be sharing next week go even deeper, because this whole time, like I said, over the past few months, it's like I'm doing my own, like, inner work to get stronger in my mind and spirit and heart. But it's all, like, it's like going deeper. Like, don't get discouraged if you feel like things come up and you feel like, oh no, I'm having to deal with this again. Just trust the process that you're going through it to get more deeper awareness about yourself. And that's really what it takes to be successful, as your own leader. So if this resonates with you and you'd like to go deeper and see how, like, how possibly I can help you get really clear on your next steps with growing your business, and in a way that feels really sustainable to your energy, but also supports, like, your mindset. Because as I've learned, like, if I could give myself advice years ago when I started, 9 years ago, on my entrepreneurial journey, it's really your mindset. Your mindset really sets the tone for how you experience success. If you give yourself the permission to receive success, receive abundance, receive money, receive clients, there's a lot to this. And so that's why I always I talk about this turtle wave, is because you have to go really deep and get really clear on your own sense of self, your own discernment, and then move at your own pace, so you can really take deliberate, consistent action steps forward. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to email me at info@dawningsoul.com, or you can send me a private message. But I hope this is helpful, and I'll be sharing more videos, like I said, next week. And I'd love to, again, hear what your biggest ahas, takeaways are. So I hope this, again, is helpful, and I will speak with you next week. Bye.